Welcome to About Mansfield. It is your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Casillo, broadcasting from the Sightmark studios, along with the About Mansfield news team. Colleen Daniels, she's out there in Studio West. This is the February 5th, 2025, 257th edition. Coming up today, it's Mansfield News, Talk, and Information.
And a little later in the episode, you will have a chance to win a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice with our Mansfield Trivia Question, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance.
Let's take a look at the stories we're covering this week.
Electronic device thwarts student from bringing loaded gun on campus.
The May ballot has a couple of more additions.
School district adds additional staff member to review candidate eligibility.
Roadwork in Mansfield creates a traffic advisory.
Billion-dollar plans for the reserve are unveiled.
Wine bar set to celebrate milestone anniversary. And in sports, basketball teams gear up for the playoffs.
And in the talk segment, Steve talks red dots, thermal optics, and Boresights with Sightmark brand manager Mitchell Sellers. We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
Are you ready to create unforgettable memories? Picture this: an enchanting event venue nestled amidst breathtaking landscapes with panoramic views right here in Mansfield. The Grandview Event Center is the perfect setting to bring your vision to life. From intimate gatherings to large-scale extravaganzas, the Grandview has flexible spaces to accommodate any occasion, be it a graduation or school function, art exhibition, or birthday or anniversary party. Book your next unforgettable experience at thegrandviewmansfield.com. That's thegrandviewmansfield.com. The Grandview Event Center, where memories are made and dreams become reality. Book your event today.
Hi, I'm Mansfield ISD Chief of Police, Greg Minter, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield. This portion of the news is brought to you by the Grandview Event Center in Mansfield.
A student at Legacy High School was taken into custody Friday morning after a weapon was discovered in their backpack. The district's Evolve weapons detection system flagged the item during arrival, prompting administrators to search the student's bag, where they found a loaded firearm. Mansfield ISD police arrested the student, who will also face disciplinary action in accordance with the district's code of conduct. Officials say there is no indication of a specific threat to students or staff. No injuries were reported, and district officials credit security measures and training for handling the situation effectively.
The May ballot for city council and school board elections is taking shape as candidates continue to file. Last week, financial advisor Todd Simmons joined the race for place 5 on the Mansfield City Council. Simmons is a 23-year-old resident of Mansfield, and he will be on the ballot alongside Melissa Perez in a special election for the seat. Also joining the race as of Monday evening is Lake Ridge High School Assistant Principal Lance Hood. Councilwoman Julie Short will be vacating her Place 5 seat in order to run for mayor. So far, the city council races include Place 1, the mayor seat, incumbent Mayor Michael Evans and Julie Short, Place 2, incumbent Tamara Bounds and Lori Williams, and the special election for Place 5, Todd Simmons, Melissa Perez, and Lance Hood. And on the school board side, the candidate ballot remains unchanged from last week. Place 3, incumbent Craig Tipping and Jason Thomas. Place 4, incumbent Kezia Valdez-Ferrar and Ana Alicia Horn. Place 5, incumbent Bianca Benavides Anderson, Dustin McDonald, and Jesse Cannon II. If you or someone you know is interested in running for City Council or MISD School Board, the candidate filing deadline is Friday, February 14th at 5 p.m. Early voting starts Monday, April 21st, runs through Tuesday, April 29th, and Election Day is scheduled for Saturday, May 3rd.
Mansfield ISD is implementing new election protocols after errors in its 2024 school board race allowed an ineligible candidate on the ballot. The district has added a second staff member to review candidate eligibility, aiming to improve transparency and oversight. The changes follow concerns from parents after clerical mistakes in 2 consecutive elections. In 2024, a candidate for Place 2, Dr. Angel Hidalgo, appeared on the ballot despite not being a registered voter in the district by the filing deadline. Internal communications showed officials were aware of his likely ineligibility weeks before the deadline, but they did not remove him, citing a missed cutoff date. Hidalgo ultimately lost the race. A 2023 election also drew attention when a candidate admitted his speech on district policies was written by sitting trustees. Following public backlash, a supporting political action committee withdrew its endorsement. Experts say local school board races are increasingly influenced by partisan funding, with outside groups shaping campaigns. Mansfield ISD's new measures, including a revised candidate information packet, reflect broader efforts to restore trust in election integrity. While some community members see these steps as progress, they stress the need for continued diligence to ensure accurate and fair elections.
The City of Mansfield wants drivers to be aware of upcoming lane reductions on Country Club Drive between Matlock heading east to Chenille Way due to concrete panel replacement. Chenille Way is just west of Collins Street, just shy of Martha Reed Elementary School. Crews will be working on various points along the roadway, temporarily reducing traffic to one lane in both directions. Motorists are advised to follow posted signs, drive with caution, anticipate minor delays. Alternate routes are recommended where possible.
Stillwater Capital Investments is moving forward with a major development here in Mansfield. The $1 billion project, known as The Reserve, will span 210 acres and include commercial and residential spaces, a half-mile canal loop, a boardwalk plaza, and a 6-acre lake. The development, adjacent to Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, is a collaboration between Stillwater and the City of Mansfield. A new city hall will serve as the centerpiece, surrounded by a hotel, restaurants, retail, and entertainment venues. Last year, Stillwater sold 10 acres to the city for the municipal building. Construction is expected to begin in late 2025, with phased openings starting in 2027. The city and Stillwater are launching the project with an initial investment of more than $300 million, anticipating economic growth and job creation. Stillwater is also working on additional housing components, including a $64 million townhome development and a $100 million multifamily project. The Reserve joins other major developments in Mansfield, such as the Staybolt Street Entertainment District, which will feature a soccer stadium, hotel, and performance venues.
We love celebrating birthdays here on the podcast, also anniversaries. Call it what you want. It's a birthday, it's an anniversary. It is a milestone for a business here in Mansfield. It is the 11-year birthday for, you know them as the wine bar here in town. They're Poured. And with us on the show, on the phone, is Carol Burney. Carol, welcome back to About Mansfield.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And you know what? You've been on the show before, and for the listeners, for those who want to hear an interview with Carol, you got to go back to episode 8. We are now episode 257.
That was a long time ago.
Yes. It was February of 2020 that Carol was on the podcast talking about the days of building Poured, and now you're celebrating your 11th birthday this coming weekend. What can customers expect on Saturday?
We always have a lot of fun, of course. We usually do drink specials, and then we have a lot of door prizes that just our customers and my friends and, people around the community donate. And so we do, and we usually have a lot of prizes. So we do prizes throughout the evening. It's always a lot of fun. It's always really crowded, but it's just, it's a really fun time just to help us celebrate because it's a big deal. 11 years is a long time. In my opinion, sure. Especially in the service business. So I'm just really proud and excited to celebrate with this awesome community that we're in. Over
the 11 years, not only have your customers created their own memories in your lounge, what are some of the memories that you have loved throughout the years, the 11 years, the things that you go, you know what, that was really cool?
There's a lot. We've had a couple of weddings, so that's fun to be a part of something so special. We do a lot of baby showers, and that's always exciting because, babies. Just in general, it's been, just fun on, just some random night that it's really busy and people, come in and say, we love this place. Like that to me those are my best memories of people saying, how much they love it. And, it makes it all worth it.
You have two events. One of them is monthly. One of them is annual. And that I think is really special. And that is your monthly brunch and your annual first day of school for moms.
Yeah. The Mom's Day Out is a big deal on the first day of school. It's typically we don't open till 4, but on the first day of school, we usually open early, like 9:30, 10, and close again at 2 because, everybody's got to go pick up their kids on the first day. But it's crowded, and we do mimosas and, set out some snacks, and it just gives moms, and dads, we get dads in there too, to come in and just give them a little, like their first day back, celebrate the kids going back to school.
That dropping the kids off and everything's going to be okay.
And sometimes we have, moms in there who are kinder moms and they're crying. And then we have moms of seniors who are crying or celebrating. Like, it's just kind of, you take your pick, boo-hoo or be excited about it.
And then your Sunday brunch, it happens only once a month, but it's special because it's only once a month.
We're taking a little break from it right now, but we have been doing that for a while. It's usually held the last Sunday of the month. It just schedules have been difficult. So trying to get that back up and going after the holidays. It is fun, and people come in for that too. And they, people always ask me, why don't you do it every weekend? And I tell them, because you wouldn't be here every weekend.
And
so
over the 11 years, what would you say, reflecting back on the 11 years, the one thing you've learned as a business person?
Nothing's consistent. Like expect the unexpected. It's never, people ask me, what's your busiest day? I don't know. I don't know. Like it depends on the week. And some days, some random Tuesday will be packed. And then the next Tuesday, it's not quite as busy. And so, but I think for me, just business in general, it's just hard to predict it. I've learned how to be flexible and how to go with the flow. Sometimes it's slower than we want it to be, and it's hard. But then, you reach out to the community and say, hey guys, it's been a little slow, and they show up every time. I love where we are and the community that we're in. I mean, we wouldn't still be here if it wasn't for Mansfield and our customers.
The 11-year birthday anniversary bash happens Saturday. It's February 8th from 3 to 10 p.m. Carol, how do people find Poured?
Facebook and Instagram, PouredTX. And we also have a website. It's www.pouredtx.com.
And then more specifically, if I'm randomly driving around the streets of Mansfield, how do I find you?
We're at 1601 East Debbie Lane, Suite 1105. We're in the Village DeLuca, where Jet's Pizza and Fuzzy's Taco are. We're in between those two places. So
I know where that is.
Right there, Debbie and Matlock.
Well, congratulations on 11 years, and may this just be the start of another 11 years, and keep going. Congratulations, Carol, and have a great time on Saturday.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Basketball playoffs begin soon, and we'll talk about it because sports is next.
I'm Philip Washington, Chief Investment Officer of Stonehill Wealth Management and host of the Wealth Building Made Simple podcast. First book I read in college was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it changed my life. And since then, I've read tons and tons of books on money. And what I've done is taken those lessons, simplified them, and I talk about those lessons on my podcast, Wealth Building Made Simple. So come hang out with us. We're on every major platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube. Wealth Building Made Simple.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo, and are you ready to make your voice heard? Want to bring out your ideas to life through captivating conversations and engaging visuals? Look no further than Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio, your one-stop destination for award-winning audio and video podcast recording. Equipped with cutting-edge microphones, crystal clear audio recording, and high-definition cameras, we're here to turn your ideas into engrossing content. But it's not just about the equipment. We're dedicated to bringing out the best in your content. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, We're here to elevate your podcasting game. We'll even help you with intro music, transitions, voiceover, and that professional polish that sets your podcast apart. So whether you're into interviews, storytelling, or simply sharing your expertise, Podcast Mansfield can help bring your podcasting dreams to life. Visit podcastmansfield.com. Podcast Mansfield, where creating your podcast masterpiece has never been easier.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a Level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
In sports, the Mansfield ISD basketball playoffs are approaching with 2, possibly 3 boys teams in contention for a spot. In 6A district play, Lakeridge leads with a 9-0 record, winning 18 of its last 19 games. In 5A, Summit holds an 11-0 district record, securing 10 wins in its last 11 matchups. Both teams have secured playoff berths. Timberview, currently third in 5A with an 8-2 record, has 3 games remaining in their regular season, including matchups against top-ranked Summit and second-ranked Centennial, which could determine its postseason fate. Meanwhile, Legacy and your Mansfield Tigers are expected to conclude their seasons after their final 2 regular season games. Over on the girls' side of the hardwood, the Summit Lady Jags have clinched a playoff spot with a 13-0 district record. Timberview is tied for second with Joshua and needs a win against first-place Summit, along with a Joshua loss to 6th place Centennial to advance. These games took place Tuesday evening after our recording deadline, and results are posted on our Facebook page. If you have a comment about the show, the news, whatever's on your mind locally, the good, the bad, the ugly, you can reach us by voicemail at 817-435-2938. Again, that voicemail number is 817-435-2938. 2938. By the way, if you listen to About Mansfield on Apple Podcasts, if you wouldn't mind taking a few seconds and leave us a 5-star review, the higher our ranking, the easier it is for future listeners to find our podcast. We appreciate it, and thank you in advance. This Saturday, February 8th, is National Boy Scouts Day, which commemorates the founding of the Boy Scouts of America back in 1910. The BSA was established by William Boyce, inspired by the British Scouting movement started by Robert Baden-Powell. The organization aims to instill values like leadership, responsibility, and service in young people through outdoor activities, skill building, and community service. Over the years, Scouting has influenced millions of youth, present company included, producing notable leaders, present company included, and public figures, present company included. While the program has evolved, it continues to focus on character development, teamwork, and preparedness for life's challenges, all the while being trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. All that without having to sell one Thin Mint.
Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
Today, we're diving into the world of healthy snacks. I'm Angel Biasatti, and we'll be talking about it next in Methodist Mansfield News to Know.
In this week's Cocktail of the Week, imagine a cocktail that makes chocolate-covered strawberries jealous.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
This portion of the news was brought to you by the Grandview Event Center in Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool hand, cool hand, cool hand, where excellence is still cool.
Congratulations to Eldon Vigil, who knew that National Texas Day recognizes the Lone Star State along with its rich history and cultural diversity. Incidentally, for those who guessed Texas Independence Day, that day falls on March 2nd. When we come back, this week's trivia question. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
It is time right now for the highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield trivia question. If you are the first person to email the correct answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com, you will receive a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice. It's brought to you by Joe Jenkins Insurance. Whether you're looking for homeowners, auto, commercial, or any other type of insurance, Joe has helped Mansfield area residents understand the insurance coverage that best fit their needs since 2010. You can find him on the internet at joejenkinsinsurance.com. I've mentioned this before. Not everyone wins on a Wednesday. So if you're listening on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whenever, give it a shot. You may be taking home a $25 restaurant gift card. Colleen, I yield the microphone to you.
Well, Steve, the Jerry Knight STEM Academy was created in Mansfield to teach learners with an advanced academics focus. This week's trivia question is, what does STEM stand for? Email your answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com. Again, what does the acronym STEM stand for? Good luck, and thanks to Joe Jenkins Insurance for the gift card.
I'm Yulani Lashley, President and CEO of Texas Health Hospital Mansfield, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section. Angel Biasatti has information on healthy snacks in Methodist Mansfield News to Know. Angel?
Today, we're diving into the world of healthy snacks. And whether you're looking for something to curb those mid-afternoon cravings or a nutritious option to fuel your workouts, we got you covered. So let's get started. Snacking often gets a bad rap, but when done right, it can be an essential part of a healthy diet. The key is to choose snacks that are nutritious and satisfying. Let's consider some of the best foods for healthy snacking. My favorite, fresh fruits and vegetables. They're not only low in calories, but they're packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Here are some. Apple slices with peanut butter, yum. A classic combination that's both sweet and savory. The fiber in apples and the protein in peanut butter make this a balanced snack. Carrots and celery sticks with hummus. Crunchy vegetables paired with protein-rich hummus provide a satisfying crunch and a dose of healthy fats. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are all high in antioxidants and perfect for a sweet treat without the guilt. Another favorite is nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are another fantastic snack option. They're full of healthy fats, protein, and fiber, which can keep you full between meals. Almonds. A small handful of almonds can provide a good source of vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy fats. Chia seed pudding. Mix chia seeds with your favorite milk and let it sit overnight. In the morning, you'll have a delicious and nutritious pudding that's rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Trail mix. Make your own trail mix with a variety of nuts, seeds, and a touch of dried fruit for natural sweetness. Just be mindful of portion size. Protein-packed snacks. Protein is crucial for keeping you full and maintaining your energy level throughout the day. Greek yogurt with honey and nuts is high in protein than regular yogurt, and a drizzle of honey and some nuts for crunch. Hard-boiled eggs. They're easy to prepare and packed with protein. Hard-boiled eggs are a convenient snack for on the go. Edamame, these young soybeans are rich in protein and fiber, making them a perfect snack. You can enjoy them steamed with a sprinkle of sea salt. And let's not forget the whole grains, which are another excellent source of energy and fiber. Popcorn. Air Pop popcorn is a whole grain and can be a healthy snack if you skip the butter and opt for a sprinkle of nutritional yeast or your favorite herbs and spices. Whole grain crackers with cheese. Pair whole grain crackers with a piece of cheese for a balanced snack that includes protein and healthy carbs. Oatmeal cups. Make mini oatmeal cups using rolled oats, mashed banana, and a touch of honey. Bake them in a muffin tin for a portable and wholesome snack. And don't forget, drink plenty of water. Staying hydrated is essential for overall health, and some snacks can help with that too. Here are a couple of hydrating snacks. Cucumber slices. Cucumbers are high in water content and make a refreshing snack, especially on these hot summer days. Watermelon, another hydrating option. Watermelon is sweet, juicy, and low in calories. Remember to have a variety of healthy snacks to keep you fueled and satisfied throughout the day. The key to healthy snacking is to choose options that provide a good balance of nutrients. Thanks for tuning in to Healthy Bites and happy snacking. I'm Angel Biasatti, reporting for About Mansfield podcast.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good as Brian Certain serves up a drink that would make a chocolate-covered strawberry jealous in the cocktail of the week. Brian?
This month, we're exploring Love Potions, a collection of romantic libations designed to capture the essence of Valentine's season. Throughout February, we'll craft cocktails that combine classic romantic flavors with innovative techniques perfect for date nights, Valentine celebrations, or simply adding a touch of romance to your home bar repertoire. This week, we're launching our February series, and the cocktail is Cupid's Arrow, a decadent creation that transforms the beloved chocolate-covered strawberry into an elegant cocktail experience. But as always, don't worry about taking notes as I'm giving out the ingredients and instructions. I'll always post them every Wednesday to bourbongospel.com. The ingredients: you need 2 ounces of a strawberry-infused vodka. You need 1 ounce of white chocolate liqueur. The Godiva works beautifully in this cocktail. You need a 1/2 ounce of heavy cream. And you need a chocolate-dipped strawberry for garnish. For the strawberry-infused vodka, if you don't want to buy one pre-made, take a bottle of premium vodka, then 2 cups of fresh strawberries that are whole and quartered, and then infuse for a minimum of 48 hours and strain thoroughly. For the perfect romance in a glass, first, prepare your infused vodka at least 2 days ahead of time. Then fill your shaker with fresh ice, add the infused vodka, white chocolate liqueur, and the cream. Shake vigorously for 15 to 20 seconds. We want it properly chilled and aerated. Then double strain into a chilled coupe glass and garnish with a fresh chocolate-dipped strawberry. Flavor profile for this cocktail. On the front end, the primary thing is going to be that fresh strawberry. It's going to be creamy, and you're going to pick up that beautiful chocolate. Second is you're going to pick up the vanilla notes that are natural in vodka. And the finish is going to be silky smooth and a dessert-like indulgence. So why start our love potion with this cocktail? It sets the stage for romance while demonstrating that sophisticated cocktails can still be playful and indulgent. It's familiar enough to be approachable, but elevated enough to feel special. Pro tip: quality matters. Use premium vodka and fresh strawberries for your infusion if you're doing it on your own. The better your ingredients, the more luxurious your love potion. As always, I'm open to hear your take and input. You can reach me at brian@bourbongospel.com. And until next week, as Mark Twain was famous for saying, too much of anything is bad, but too much whiskey is barely enough. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with Steve's in-studio interview with Sightmark brand manager Mitchell Sellers.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
Hi, I'm Olympic athlete Joe Brown, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. And in the studio today, we're talking manufacturing. And I'm going to do in full disclosure, because you hear it at the beginning of every podcast, broadcasting from the Sightmark studios. Sightmark is my landlord, and we are going to dive for the next year. It's once a quarter, so it's not very often, but once a quarter, we're going to dig a little deep into what Sightmark does, and specifically the brands. They have 7 brands underneath the Sightmark umbrella. One of the brands is called Sightmark. Sightmark manufactures optic and firearm accessories, rifle scopes, red dot sights, reflex sights, night vision, thermal optics, laser sights, Boresights. You know, a lot of that is, I don't even know what the heck that is. It's used by hunters and competitive shooters, law enforcement and military personnel. And to tell us more about Sightmark is the brand manager, Mitchell Sellers. Welcome to About Mansfield.
I'm glad to be here. How's your day going, Steve?
My day is tippy-tappy with a song in my heart.
Glad to hear. Same thing as Kevin down the road. He always says the same thing.
Does he?
He does.
Very good. Very good. It's an old song.
Yeah.
Sightmark. And I mentioned some things, the red dot and reflex and night vision. Explain what some of those things are.
Yeah, so basically it's like, imagine you take a rifle scope, you reduce it down to a single magnification, you're working at a 1x, so it's basically you look through that glass, you see a tiny little reticle that has a little red laser sight basically, and you're looking directly through that, and it's going to be the same magnification as your standard vision. So you put that directly on top of your rifle, your pistol, and commonly used in tactical, law enforcement, and even some hunting scenarios.
When did it, because red dot requires some electronics in there to actually get that red dot in the middle of your scope.
Yeah.
When did rifle scopes go from, I'm going to call it analog to digital?
Yeah.
From non-electronic to, not only can it produce the red dot, but you can record and you can see at night. Talk about the evolution of the rifle scope.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's whenever you look at kind of like your military applications. So if you look at night vision was actually first developed by Germans during World War II, and it was a very innovative technology. Their opponents on the field, they were very confused by what was happening. So like, how are they able to accurately shoot in the night? Are they doing something with the tracers? And then you also had stuff with pilots to where it's the discovery of Germans using radar, and then they started the rumor of people eating carrots. So that's kind of where that came from. They believed that carrots gave better vision, so all the British were eating carrots. So that's kind of where that came from. But for rifle scopes and going into kind of like that digital category, it's like ever since World War II, kind of through every like primary war that we've gone through, there's just been major technological development. Really, during the Vietnam era, you saw like the first generation of Gen 1 night vision really start to be used a lot better in military applications, to where it's kind of like it's like the first generations being kind of this thing that was on a backpack, what the World War II Germans were using, but now it's okay if it's all in a single, very bulky rifle scope. And so kind of over time, the technology has been more and more refined to be smaller. Computing is getting a lot better. So it's able to be smaller at the same time that it's getting cheaper. So now we have a moment where it's like, okay, now the military is not the only one capable of using this. Okay, this is able to make its way towards the general market.
Sightmark itself does not go back to World War II. Give me the history of Sightmark. Where did it happen? Where did it launch? How many years has Sightmark been a product?
Yeah, so Sightmark was actually the first brand founded by Sightmark. Previously, it's like Sightmark came from sales and marketing. That was kind of our expertise, working with some other brands. But Sightmark, we really saw a gap in the market, really starting off with red dots and Boresights being our 2 largest categories. But over time, we really saw rifle scopes and digital night vision and thermal, we just saw a major gap in kind of that central core market with hunters and tactical shooters, of people that just wanted to enter in these new spaces. There wasn't really proper options that they could trust at a price that they felt was reasonable. So that's kind of where Sightmark's really core market is touching just the mass market of these different groups.
And do you have any data on what is the percentage of hunters versus what is the percentage of law enforcement and military? Who's using your product the most?
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be your hunters. It's like we're very big in hog hunting, coyote hunting, deer hunting as well.
I hear that's very popular in Texas.
Yeah, absolutely. So hog and coyote are considered pests. So it's kind of, you can hunt them year round. You can hunt them day or night. Deer hunting is a little bit different because there's different laws related to when you can hunt. You have to wait for the sun to come up. So in terms of like the digital and like thermal side, it's really just like that early morning increased visibility to where you could technically use a rifle scope, but just to enhance the consumer experience, it's having something that allows better low light scenarios is the way to go.
How many Sightmark sites are in the Sightmark catalog?
We currently got a couple of dozen, ranging from, your general extra durability RAM series. Just we have the R, the A, and the M spec. All those focusing on, that's kind of our core red dot. That's kind of what we're known for. So it's really 3 is kind of that core market. We also have others that are kind of like your mini red dots and other different types of just general other red dots. But I would say that's definitely our bread and butter. That's what we're known for, just being extra durable, just at a price that makes sense for a lot of reasonable consumers. But it's something you can put your trust in. It's okay, I'm using this for my home defense. I'm using this to protect my family. It's something that is a product I would trust to put my life on the line. So I think that's also another market.
So over the catalog, your sites, you mentioned the 3 letters.
Yeah.
And there are different sites underneath those letters. Is that?
So those are the 3 within the primary family of the UltraShot series. So these products are kind of ranging both in price point, but also features. But at their core, they're all kind of meant to be this extra durable red dot that's able to go through anything. It's very interesting. In 2007, whenever we launched the UltraShot line, that's kind of one of the first core Sightmark products that we've carried that over. But there's a police officer just up the road. I really wish I remember his name. If we talked to James Sellers, the founder, he'd be able to provide more context. But he had one of the first UltraShots, and he believed in everything. So he was a motorcycle cop, and he used it, banged it up, just did everything with it, and it lasted up all the way into retirement. So he retired with that optic, and he always firmly believed in it. So ever since we were founded, there's people that have been using our first generations of units, and they're still out there using it, and they're still firmly believing in the product. And they were like, why would I upgrade this? This first one works perfectly great.
And if I recall, because I kind of hear things as people pass by my doors, Sightmark's got a pretty good warranty program.
Yeah, so we have a lifetime warranty program. So it's any single product that you purchase, we'll definitely back it up with a warranty. It's like we firmly believe in it. So
my studio sits in the Sightmark building. At one point, the returns department was right next door to me.
Yeah,
and I would see a box come in, and I would assume it went off to the repair department, which is across the hall, and then gets shipped back out to the customer.
Yeah, so for your Wraith thermals and whatnot, we'll repair them in-house and we'll ship them right back out. So I actually worked in that department. I was working on the daytime optic side, so it was a little bit different during high school. So I kind of got to see a very interesting perspective kind of that whole side of Sightmark and Sightmark, of just kind of like the products that we get and just how we take care of customers and try to get them taken care of as quickly as best we can.
You worked here in high school?
During my summers, I would come work here in high school. It was just, a good way to make money and learn more about the business that I was interested in continuing to work in later down my career after graduating.
And then you went off to Baylor.
Yep.
And you got a degree in?
So I actually got a degree in supply chain management. So it's interesting now. I'm working in brand management. And so it's kind of a lot of different transferable skills, just kind of relating to marketing, or not marketing, but process flow and just management. I kind of grew up, being very interested in marketing and sales and all these different aspects. And currently I'm in an MBA program with Baylor, with a focus on marketing. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's something I've learned. I've also done a Kellogg's course for brand management. So
talk about the technology, the innovation between the optics and the sights. Again, it still fascinates me that you can put Bluetooth technology and you can Bluetooth into your phone and record what you're seeing through your sight. Talk about how the innovation has evolved over the years?
It's been extremely interesting seeing just how rifle scopes have progressed and the better quality that we're getting at a lower price point. Basically, just overall improvements with rifle scopes. Rifle scopes are since it's it can be non-electric. There are some electrical components if you want illuminated reticle or things like that. Mm-hmm. It's just the ability to make those components smaller and better as time goes on. It's where just the overall market is at from 10 years ago. It's a day and night difference of just what kind of that glass quality looks like and kind of what the durability is of just the manufacturing processes that have changed. But going on to the digital and thermal side, it's just as those components have become more available for the consumer, we're able to integrate that technology into just our Wraith series. With the digital side, you're able to full video record, and as we get better recording capabilities, you can go shoot a hog and coyote and record the whole experience and load it online. And that wasn't something we were able to do really 10, 15 years ago. So it's very interesting to see how that technology progressed and kind of how it held up with consumers. It's like, if you go out with your buddies and you go hunt and you go take down a trophy level hog, it's like, heck yeah, I want to go share that experience. Yeah. And so it just gives the ability to be like, okay, this is what the process was and this is what happened and here's the full story. So it really allows just consumers to go out, record what they love doing and share it with their buddies.
If I'm in the market for a sight, a red dot sight, and I go into a gun store and they have an entire wall of sights, why Sightmark?
Yeah, so I'm a firm believer in our durability and just the quality of products that we produce. I believe that our products are definitely held up by that lifetime warranty, focusing on just creating the best products that we can and just really giving the core market products that historically they just haven't been able to get access to. It's been very interesting with the development of red dots. We were interested in the AR platform prior to becoming a lot bigger. So that was kind of, we founded in 2007. The AR platform wasn't really popularized yet. It was really more popularized 2009, 2010. And a lot of that sentiment really came from the war in the Middle East and video games. So that was a very interesting way of kind of how that platform started to become more popularized. People wanted modularity. So we kind of, whenever we were founded, we doubled down kind of on these red dots that supported this AR-15 system. So we've been very successful kind of whenever we first came out with those red dots, focusing on that market and kind of hitting kind of what consumers wanted at a price they felt was reasonable and just backed it up with quality.
Again, I don't know a whole lot about a gun, and especially sights. Red dots, have they taken the place of crosshairs?
There are crosshairs and there's red dots. You have different types of reticles. So it's the most common option on the market and ones that we provide being just your simple dot. So it's literally just a very basic, small little MOA dot. And that's just kind of a size measurement, typically 2 to 4 being kind of smaller and then 5 to 6 considered being a bit medium, larger size. So dot being the most popular, but you also have dot circles. So you basically have a dot and then you have another circle around it. So kind of the intention behind these different reticles is kind of allows for quicker target acquisition. You're able to get a visual of the reticle a bit easier. You still have reticles on the market. We have some as well to where it's different reticle selections. Some other popular ones are kind of like your dot with perpendicular dash lines. You're working with like a dot and maybe slanted lines. So there's a lot of variations, but the most popular just being your basic little point dot.
Just the dot.
Just the dot.
Let's talk about manufacturing.
Yeah.
What are the different aspects that go into creating a Sightmark sight?
Yeah, so the first thing you got to talk about is the glass. That's always going to be the most important. Typically, it's the first discussion that people will ask about. Is like, how's the glass? So glass for both rifle scopes and your red dots requires a large amount of polishing. So I've seen the manufacturing machines before. Basically, you have a bunch of different lenses and auto polishers to where it's basically just a little piece of glass rotating on kind of like this circular polishing material, and there's different levels of polish. And so you're kind of continuously focusing on refinement. So it's really just a time involvement process. And then everything else is really just kind of getting the diopter that displays that little laser that allows it to be reflected inside of the glass. And then having specific molds for maybe rubber parts for different aspects. And then kind of the general manufacturing of just like metal-based manufacturing. I don't know the exact sciences of the different things just because the discussion is really always glass.
Let's talk about the calibration. So now you've manufactured a sight. to go? How do you know it's straight? How do you know it's ready to be installed on a rifle?
Yeah, so a very good question. So whenever I was a bit younger, I actually got to go to China and go to one of the factories, and they use a very specific machine. It's a little hard to explain, but it's basically as if you're looking at the calibration of the sight itself, and you're basically matching a bunch of circular lines, and once all those circular lines are perfectly circular, then it's like, okay, it's good. But it was interesting because they hooked me onto the machine and they wanted me to work it and use it and actually show it, but I couldn't use it because I have a astigmatism. It's like, if you have an astigmatism, you can't work this machine and you can't properly sight in a red dot.
Whoops.
Yeah, so it's just funny. So if you have an astigmatism, if you're looking through a red dot, it kind of varies by person to person, but you kind of get something that's referred to as a starburst. So it's like, your dot is basically a very focused dot, very circular, but people that have an astigmatism, it might shine off in different directions. It might kind of blow up a little bit. Right. So it kind of distorts the perception of it, making it a little bit harder to use. Like, you can still use it, but it's just maybe a little bit less precise than the person without it.
I'm glad you mentioned China. The current administration is putting tariffs on just about every country in the world, or at least it seemingly. Are the new tariffs a concern to Sightmark?
It's been on our radar for a long time. Yeah. We knew that these changes were coming, and we've been fully prepared. We're always looking at different options outside. We're not purely stuck to China. We're open to kind of any country manufacturing that we believe is capable of producing products that the market wants, and that really represents Sightmark. So we're kind of open to opportunities. We're open to kind of different areas. Based on the historic tariffs that have been put on the optics industry and on our industry, the tax range has historically been around 15 to 20%. So at a 10%, you're typically going to be looking at 20 to 30% along with some other different variables, just based on the industry and the type of materials that get exported. So this isn't the first time we've been tariffed, so
probably won't be the last.
It won't be the last. It definitely won't be the last.
Okay. Talk about your collaboration with military and law enforcement. That I think that's very cool that you're providing products to make not only our country safer, our city safer, and
so we work a lot with different law enforcements. So just around the country, we have a long-standing relationship with the local Mansfield police departments and different groups just around Dallas and beyond. So it's like red dots being extremely popular, but also just under general nighttime observation of area surveillance. That's kind of where the digital and the thermal comes in. Those relationships are very long-standing, and you really just have to be able to make those contacts and be able to reach out. But you also have to be a source of trust. That's what these people value, and have to be an upright character that someone is capable of looking to. It's just like keeping that close connection. You're not there to make a buck. You're there to support your community.
Sure.
So that's really what we're there to do, and just make things better.
What kind of feedback do you hear from your customers?
That's a good question. What kind of feedback? Overall, I would say, a lot of our feedback is positive, just based on just both the quality of products that we make and the ability to back it up with our warranty policy. It's just we work in a wide variety of categories, so it's a very interesting question because you'll hear different things for red dots, for rifle scopes, for Boresights, for a bunch of different things. Boresights is always interesting. We haven't talked about it yet, so I'll touch up on it. So Boresight is basically we sell in-chamber lasers. They look at exactly like a bullet. You put it inside of your chamber, and then it projects a laser, and then you're able to sight in your optic.
Again, just walking through the halls of Cellmark, I'm able to look at posters and stuff like that. I have seen, so they're called Boresights.
Yeah,
they look like
Boresights.
bullets. You put them in the chamber, but they actually have a laser.
Yep. So they project a little laser, then you sight in your optics to that. And so the entire point of that is they cost I believe $30. And so the entire point is like, hey, you're going to this is going to help you reduce wasting ammo. It's like if you change optics a lot, or you just got an optic, it's worth it to get a Boresight just because you can directly get it on there. You're not get you on paper and get you pretty accurate rather than wasting a box of ammo.
I can't just put a 99-cent laser pointer in the chamber.
Might be a little inaccurate, but you never know. Just because it's one thing that we do is called a roll test. So if you take a Boresight and you put it on a table and you roll it and you look at that wall, if it stays perfectly level, it's like, okay, that's a good Boresight. I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
But if you take some other ones and you do it and it rolls and you see this large circle being formed, it's like, okay, this isn't going to be as accurate as, just sighting it in. So a
couple of more questions.
Yeah.
What role does Sightmark play in promoting responsible firearm use and education?
Yeah, that's an extremely good question, just because, we do work in an industry where people's lives are on the line. People are protecting themselves, but you also have people that are capable of picking up a firearm and doing terrible things with it.
Yeah.
So it's a very hard thing to control. And obviously we support people responsibly using firearms and being safe with firearms, just because it is a historical tradition of Americans to practice their Second Amendment. People have the right to go in their backyard and help take care of the environment just through population control and different things like that. So it is a very hard thing to control, and we're always advocates of supporting these different groups of responsibility and making sure that we properly educate people from a younger age on how to use a firearm. So trying to reduce, in-house casualties and errors, and making sure people are aware of proper storage of firearms and what that looks like. So we're always advocating for safe usage and responsible usage, and making sure people that have ill intentions don't get our product. But it's a very hard thing to control. It's like if you have your product in a store, anyone can go up and grab it.
Right.
So it's just
Is there a Sightmark community where people get together, Facebook or any type of chat room type thing, where they can discuss, hey, I bought this great red dot? Does Sightmark have something like that?
Yeah. So, it's like if on Facebook or on our social medias, we see people discussing our products all the time within our comments. So if you're ever just interested in consumers, it's also looking at just reviews online. People are able to voice their honest opinion and let you know. So yeah. I think the reviews kind of speak for themselves. So if you're ever interested in a product, definitely just recommend checking out Amazon or any other product page is probably going to be the best and most honest answer that you're going to find on the market.
So you can purchase a Sightmark through Amazon.
Yeah, you can do it through Amazon. We also work with a lot of larger accounts. It's like, your Academy, your Shields, your Bass Pro, Cabela's, and other accounts. We also work with a lot of smaller stores. So basically just anywhere. It's like you can probably find us there.
Final question. Where do you see Sightmark in 5 to 10 years from now?
5 to 10 years, Sightmark, looking at the past 5 to 10 years, there's been a lot of changes just based on product and the development, especially in the digital and the thermal category. So I really think it's nowhere but up. We're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to make better things and do better things. So I'm really looking forward, just from a technological and product diversification standpoint, to see us keep growing.
I know you mentioned Amazon. You mentioned some of the big box stores. If someone was interested in a Sightmark product, where can they find more information?
So I would definitely recommend, just based on what you're doing, kind of see what people within your social circles, see what people within your specific hunting or tactical shooting, what are the kind of people, what are they using? Mm-hmm. And that'll give a good indication of what kind of features you need to be looking for. So it's like for tactical, you might want something with a larger window. You want to be able to get on target quicker. Quicker target acquisition is always being important. Same thing with home defense. So really just seeing what people are using in that category, able to find videos on our YouTube. There's other individuals and influencers and content creators making content on our product. So if you have anyone that's just checking out that industry, looking up just Sightmark products, who's using it. And there's a lot of tutorials, videos of just product run-throughs just on the internet. So it's definitely going to be one of the best sources and the most amount of information.
And is there a website?
Yeah, so we have our own website at sightmark.com. So we also provide key details just to all the different features and kind of some different user cases applied to it. So I would definitely recommend, checking out the manufacturer website, look at the whole catalog and kind of see what's best for you, because the best thing is you getting the right product that you need from the get-go, and not as like, okay, I wanted this feature, but I got this one. I'd rather wait till next time. I definitely recommend doing your research, making sure you know exactly what you want before you buy something.
Sightmark.com is the website. Rifle scopes, red dot sights, reflex sights, night vision, thermal optics, laser sights, Boresights. Did I cover the whole?
Yeah, I would say you hit about everything. It's a lot of different categories and doing a lot of different things.
Mitchell Sellers, the brand manager for Sightmark. I appreciate your time. And 20 minutes goes pretty quick, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Thanks for being on About Mansfield.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
Coming up next week on About Mansfield, just in time for Valentine's Day, we will talk robots and AI and gaming and coding and so much more with STEM It Up Sports CEO, Dr. Tanja Grimble. In the meantime, this is the place where you will hear the latest Mansfield news, talk, and information. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, love, or support this podcast if you haven't already, so you never miss an episode. It's free and it's easy. Head on over to our website, aboutmansfield.com. Enter your email address right there on the homepage. We will never, ever, 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 ever send you any spam. That is our promise. to you.
About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts Steve Casillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor feature Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know Angel Biasatti. Cultural Arts Calendar Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week Brian Certain. Post-production, editing, mixing, and mastering Steve Casillo and Andrew Miner.
This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without written consent is strictly prohibited. We thank you all for listening on behalf of the entire news team. I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield.